Welcome to Two Guys.
A girl.
And an MBA.
President Trump is calling out Fed Chairman Jerome Powell and pressuring him publicly to cut interest rates. And Powell is firing back that he's not going to cut interest rates. Does Trump even have the authority legally? No, to fire the head of the basically U.S. central bank, but he has the bully pulpit and he sure is using it, right?
Yeah, so I think he's calling for him to like resign, and then it came to firing, and I think he said, well, if I want him out of there, he's getting out of there, right? And I think it's a Supreme Court decision, the authority of the president, and I think I did some background on it. There was I think initially it was done, and Hubert Humphrey did it in the 30s to ensure that the president doesn't have that type of power and the Fed remains independent. Um, but I also think Trump's under pressure now because his tariff uh, gambit is pushing interest rates and pushing inflation, and he's looking for something to offset it. Although I think the recent numbers are pointing to inflation not being so bad, but it's a lagging figure. Obviously, we don't know how everything's going to hit up. So it's always a Trump event, right? So this should be interesting.
I just want to see him go, you're fired. You're fired, right? He is putting it to the Supreme Court. I just saw that. He's also trying to get the heads of the National Labor Relations Board and Merit System Protection Board fired. And I guess just to dig into it a little more, Powell's pushing back that he is afraid that inflation is coming with those tariffs. So that's why he doesn't want to cut the rates, because he's afraid that it will spur more hyperinflation like we were going to see. So, Elena, thoughts?
Um, I believe in experience, and if who really knows about finance and from experience how to manage rate and inflation, we should follow this expert, not like Trump. I know Trump is smart. He is a businessman, but he didn't know how to be on that side. So on the opposite direction. So in the business side, yes, I want a low rate. I can take some credits and everything. But if you're on the other side, you should take the responsibility for it. And it's the reason why this rate, such rate, not lower or bigger. It's like, give me the higher salary, but you need to have something to get this salary from where. And the same as any other tariffs. If it's high tariffs and low rates, from where the money will come. So this is my opinion, like not an expert, but when I don't know the field, I read and follow who really have the background, the real one. So go, Paul.
I mean, I kind of agreed with Trump when I saw the news. I was like, yeah, fire him so he'll cut rates so I'll make money. But I think beyond the impact of the decision whether to remove or keep Powell, I'm worried about the precedent sense, because, like, okay, he's also trying to fire the head of the FEC, the Federal Election Committee, and FTC, the Federal Trade Commission. And he's also, like, here's a quote from the FTC board member: there's no legal difference between Jerome Powell and me. So, like, if he's able to dismiss some of these government officials that have historically not been authorized to be dismissed by the president, it kind of sets this potentially dangerous precedent where he can just start dismissing anybody.
Like a
And
king.
yeah, yeah, or an authoritarian. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
as some people would say.
I think it was a reason and why such position couldn't be dismissed by the president. This is a democracy about. It shouldn't be one person or one someone who can decide it what to do with everything. There should be some other power who can balance and
Yeah,
keep
he
it
did.
in
If I want him out, he'll be out of there fast, real fast. Believe me.
Yes, he said, but he did the same thing with the FBI, the head of the FBI, who had a term I think was supposed to carry for a couple of years. He didn't have to leave, but Trump just said, "Hey, I want him out of there," and the guy he resigned at the transition, and then they put somebody else in because the term I think even for the FBI director stretches into the like I think 6 years in order for them to be continuity into another administration, but he resigned. Trump pressured him.
Yeah.
It's like going someplace where nobody really wants you. You've got a seat on first class, and somebody hates you and doesn't want to sit next to you, but it's still first class, but then you have to sit there and you know the guy doesn't really want you there. I mean, I'm not speaking from experience. I've only been in first class once and it was okay. But it's like, why would you want to go into the office or anywhere when everybody hates you and your boss hates you? You know, they changed the coffee. Now it's like crappy coffee. Like I think he might he might bend under pressure and be gone. I don't know, because it's a thankless job.
Yeah, he's using the bully pulpit to the fullest effect in this case. I mean, there he might not legally be he might lose a legal battle to remove some of these officials, but he can make life uncomfortable enough, like you said, that they might resign or
Yeah.
that they might change certain decisions. They might cut rates. They might do what he wants so that he'll back off, etc. Please consider subscribing below.
Thank you for being with us. Please leave your comments, feedback, what you think about us, and see you in the next podcast. Bye.